everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day and a good new year. My name is Stacey. I'm so glad that you decided to join me. I'm an infidelity recovery coach and I specialize in helping the unfaithful heal and recover from their affair. So in today's video, we're going to talk about, is your affair partner emotionally abusive? Now, this is going to be a several part video. I'm not exactly sure how many, maybe 3 or 4. I just thought that this topic was really important for us to talk about because a lot of times when we're having an affair, we're so in the fog and we're so blinded by everything going on, we don't often see the emotional abuse that's happening to us. We become very accustomed to the needs that they're providing for us and we overlook a lot of things. So in this video, I want to talk to you and bring awareness to you about what it looks like to be in an emotionally abusive affair. And it does happen. I deal with it a lot on a regular basis. That's why I felt that this was really important to discuss and let you guys know about it. Now, let me say this is just going to be maybe like a 10-minute video, but please, and it's very, I know it's very helpful, but please understand that I cover very broad topics, meaning like I look at the bigger picture and give you those important points. But if you find yourself in this place where you're being emotionally abused in an affair, it's important to get help, like one-on-one help. I can give you that help. I'm here to give you the tools and everything that you need to be able to break free from these types of relationships and get your life back, because these relationships can be very controlling, very damaging to our emotional health, physically, to our family. So it's important that we learn how to break free from these relationships. Okay, let's get into it. So the first sign, and I want to say that there's maybe 4 or 5 signs that show, I don't have those notes with me, but we're definitely going to get into the other ones as well. This one is about, we're going to talk about love bombing. So love bombing is just when you meet someone and they shower you with affection, flattery, compliments. It's almost like you meet someone and they're going full force all at one time extremely quickly. Now, it can be very hard to say, hey, am I being in love or am I being love bombed? But usually love bombing will play out. Like you will be able to tell there's a difference between what's going, between love bombing and actually falling in love. Now, it's not that you can't fall in love. Of course, people do fall in love with each other all the time, but there are specific signs that shows that, hey, I'm being love bombed. Okay, so it's really, the reason they do this is because they want to make you feel emotionally attached right in the beginning. Because the person that's doing the love bombing, they don't always know that they're doing this. They just know that you have what they need and they want to control and they want to manipulate and they want to keep you close. They have to be in control of the relationship, so to speak. And love bombing helps them to gain dominance in the beginning, because when someone's flattering you and they're like telling you how great you are and you're their soulmate, and especially for us who have the need to save someone or to rescue them, help them get better, if we have that need within ourselves to be that helper person, then they're really going to speak to us because they're going to make us feel like we're their world. Like, like, oh my God, you're my savior type thing. So you want to watch out for that because it can cause us, the person who's receiving the love bombing, to attach really quickly and cause us to feel like, oh my gosh, this person needs me, this is great. And they make you think that, hey, we're soulmates, this is the person for me, you're my everything, that kind of thing right in the beginning. What else love bombing does is it creates an idealized version of that person. So they come out full force, completely in love with you, thinking you're the best, showering you with all this love and emotions, getting you really attached to them, and you build up an idea in your head of what you think this person is. And it's like, wow, they're amazing, they're my best friend, or we're soulmates, and this is great, and it's always going to be great like this. However, whenever their true colors start to show, the victim, which is the person who is receiving the love bombing, will strive to return back to the way it was in the beginning. And so you might say, well, in the beginning, this person was all like head over heels for me, and now they've kind of withdrew, and now they're not the same way anymore, and I don't understand what happened. So we're always trying at that point to recreate the beginning of the relationship. But that's what they want, because that keeps them controlling you. So in examples of what love bombing looks like is intense declarations of love. I can't live without you. Like I said, we're soulmates. I'll never find someone like you. Now, let me say this right now with that little statement, I'll never find someone like you. A lot of people say that when they're having an affair and when the affair ends, because, the grief and the intensity of it really causes you to feel like, hey, I'll never feel this way again, especially if you have that black and white thinking. You might tend to think that way more often, but it can show up in love bombing as well. So they also pressure you to commit early on. You might be newly in the relationship of the affair, and let's say 2 months in, and they're asking you, can we get married? Can you leave your spouse? I want you to leave your spouse. I want you for me. You're everything I need. It's still the same intensity. They ignore your boundaries. If you tell them, hey, I can't meet you this day, or hey, I don't know if I want to leave my family, or I don't know what my future plans are, they're going to push past those boundaries. Or, if you're with them and you say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, they're going to try to push you out of that, out of your boundaries, and they just don't respect them at all. Whatever boundary you try to set for them, they're not going to respect it. They can be very controlling and very isolating, even in an affair. An affair by itself is isolating. You're isolated from your friends, your family. You can't talk to them about what's going on. So this makes the love bombing that more intense, because it's already isolating you. You feel like, I really can't share this with anyone. And sometimes there'll be threats, hey, if you walk away, I'm going to tell your spouse, or I'm going to expose you, that kind of thing. Some kind of controlling behavior to keep you where they want, in the relationship. Now, there's a love bombing cycle that happens, and it's important to pay attention to that. Number one is idealization. That's that initial phase. It's used to win your affection, and it builds trust and intimacy, because they're going to come off like Superman. They're going to be there for you. They're going to build that strong emotional connection that is the foundation of building a relationship, creating intimacy, and they do it really well. The next stage will be devaluing you. They will criticize and put you down to hurt you. And it's almost like they have to stay one up on you. But they will go from, love bombing, you're the best thing, to really criticizing, really putting you down, really calling you names, all of these kinds of things. The next one is they will discard you. It can go from highly intensity, where they want you every day, to ghosting you. And sometimes the ghosting can be very abrupt. It can be chaotic, and that can leave you confused. So that's a part of the cycle. If you find yourself confused that, hey, they're here and everything was so high and intense, and then all of a sudden it's not, that's devaluing you. That's discarding you, and that's what they do. The last thing is hovering, and this is tactics that they do to suck you back in. So once they leave you and they start to get empty and, still want what you were giving them, then they will hover, and they will come up with ways to suck you back into the relationship, but only a little bit, only enough to get their needs met. And this cycle is one of the reasons why we get stuck in affair, why we say, why can't I get out of this? I don't want to be in this anymore, but I am stuck in it. And this is some of the reason why I love bombing and the cycle of love, like the bombing cycle, the 4 stages that we just went through. Those can be very confusing. It can leave you feeling like your head is spinning and you're like, I don't even know what happened. Like it was the highest of highs, now it's the lowest of lows. This person that I thought was amazing is now criticizing me and calling me names, and I'm living in a nightmare. And if that is where you find yourself today, please don't hesitate. Don't be embarrassed. I'm here to help you. I've been through it. I've walked through an affair. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to get stuck and be confused and not know what to do. I know what it's like to have God save me from the affair, to really take me out of it, heal me, heal my marriage. I know the way to freedom. And if you need help, please check the description box below, sign up for your call, and start your freedom journey today, because you don't deserve to be in this type of relationship. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video. And the next video, we'll be talking about gaslighting. Have a great day. Bye.